This dog here, Zara. Yeah, her throwing up last night, keeping me all up.
So about once a year, it gets freezing cold outside in the middle of May for some random reason here in Utah, and that's one of those days.
No. How bad weather is out here today?
All crappy and rainy. Been raining all day. It's really cold, like I told you. So, kind of crappy. So I just went out, walked the dogs, took care of them. The reason I'm doing that, it's a little bit of a pattern break of what I usually have in my day. We're leaving to New York, and we're going to be living there for the summer in 2 days. So it's coming up quick. And we're just trying to get some last minute stuff done. So my wife went out today to try to help get all that stuff done before we take off. And the crappy part with the timing is my dog got sick last night, I think. She was like trying to throw up and having a hard time sleeping. So it kept me up all night. And obviously I didn't want her to throw up on the carpet or anything. So I was like monitoring her all night. So I didn't really get any sleep, and I kind of stayed up late working on stuff yesterday for work. So feeling pretty tired already. Luckily, I don't have a ton of meetings today. I'm going to be jumping into a content meeting, basically meeting with our marketing guy. Hey, how's it going? Somebody else had it. Looking at me in my window, probably wonder what I'm doing. What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So going to be jumping into some deep work, just trying to make sure, again, I'll be out on Friday since I'll be flying to New York. So just trying to make sure that everything that my team needs from me is completed before then. And just odds and ends, a little bit of admin type of stuff. I'll keep you posted of how today goes, anything I learn as usual, and let's get through the day today. Just jumped out of that marketing meeting. It's about 2 hours long, so it's a little bit to get through. Now I got to quickly jump into another meeting with one of my project managers. If you watched yesterday's episode, we're doing some stuff with clients and their backlog. So just going to work through that with one of our clients with him so we can do that hands-on training together. So just another meeting. Again, just like all these small things, if you're noticing this stuff, it's literally every day. Why it gets so tiring and taxing is it's never a big, giant, exciting thing most of the time. It's like all this little tweaks. So you're just dialing things in. We can make this a little bit better. We're going to take a meeting and try to execute on that and do it this way. We can make the ad a little bit better. Let's re-record it and say this thing. We're going to tweak the content stuff and talk about these things. And here's the strategies here. So it's just a lot of little stuff that I do throughout the day like that. And you're just hoping that all the little stuff adds up to a big win down the road. So going to jump into that next and we'll go from there. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on some short form stuff. So going to be clipping these up in CapCut to post on YouTube Shorts. So got a few left to be able to do. Okay, the most cringy part, you do all this work and then you sit here and stare at yourself and analyze what you look like, what you sound like. And this is probably the biggest thing people have to get through. Because you stare at that all day when you're editing it. You hate a lot of things about you're probably way more critical about yourself than anybody else you watch on the internet. The internet, you probably don't even give a crap what people are doing. At least that's how I feel. I watch somebody, I don't really think twice. But when you watch yourself, you probably have this image in your head, what you sound like, what you act like, what you do. And so doing this was actually part of the hope that I would have of pushing through this barrier, because when I first started, I just felt so awkward about it. I hated doing it. And I felt like all of that stuff was just holding me back. So doing this, editing, you got to stare at yourself a lot. You got to hear yourself a lot. You got to see all your mannerisms a lot. And so it's helpful to kind of just do this in general so that you can get better at this, because this relies on a lot of stuff. We talked about communication, better with clients, better at running ads, better at delivering pitches, better at sales processes, better at marketing things. So it's like, I feel like this is a necessary skill I got to learn, which is why I'm pushing to do it. All right, going posted on to the next. So again, just a little bit of a grind, just kind of doing this day in and day out with the hope that you do enough volume and enough quantity, you get better. When you get better, you hope that one of these takes off and gets you attention and gets you more clients. I would say the biggest thing that I learned from that Alex Hormozi event was just on a large scale with a big, huge business like theirs, and having worked for a lot of tech companies as well, and being a consultant now at this point, there's never usually an aha secret. It's not like you're doing anything crazy. It's a bunch of tiny things along the way that you got to get better at, yes. But the other side of it is it's usually nothing that they give you as far as an answer that it's something you couldn't figure out or something you couldn't put into ChatGPT. When I go to these workshops, more than anything, they give me the answers I probably already knew. And it's more of I'm going to have confirmation so that they make me feel like I'm on the right track, right? And that's what I'm getting out of it, because the ideas a lot of the times are not something brand new. Sometimes they are. Sometimes there's stuff in there. But a lot of the time it's just like, yep, got to do more. Yep, you got to make more content. Yep, you got to run ads. Yep, you got to run more ads. Yep, you got to spend more on ads. It's all the basic stuff that you would have already known. And you're kind of just, again, you're going so that you can get confirmation on that thing. So this kind of just resembles really what it is. Whether that's client stuff like you saw yesterday and somewhat today, and today it's a little more marketing focused. It's just doing the stuff that you probably already know that you need to do, and it's just doing it consistently day in and day out. When I was thinking of what made today successful, I was thinking of over communicating, over preparing. And I didn't want to just write the power of doing more. That's kind of boring. So the power of doing something over, but over preparing, over communicating. And I thought that's what made today successful. So why was today successful? Well, got through another day, went well. We got a lot of little stuff done. But I would also say we had one of the best proposals we've ever delivered, and probably one of the best ones I've ever been a part of, regardless of my business or not. I just felt like everything clicked and went so smoothly. We didn't have any issues. And so breaking this down to add value to the video, why did that work so well? Well, when I think about how we did this, we had this proposal due on Wednesday. I had someone on my team prepare that a couple days ahead of then. They got it done on Monday. That gave us all of Tuesday for us to review it and talk together and collaborate, which we did. I reviewed it. I spent the time. I did all the things. I didn't bill the client either because, again, going back to these skills that I feel like I need to earn to be able to get to the next level, I don't want to penalize the client for something that I feel like I should know how to do and something I'm learning how to do. And so I'm not going to spend time and ask the client to pay me money for something I need to get better at, able to get to that next level. So I spent an hour going through it that wasn't billable. I just did it on my own free time, refined it, made it the way I thought was the best we could deliver, reviewed that with my teammate who prepared the pros and cons of what we should be doing going forward in their Salesforce org. And we had some great feedback. We collaborated. We talked amongst one another. We had a lot of, even like a little bit of role play. If they ask us this, what are we going to say? If they tell us this, what kind of angle would we take? If they push back here, what are we going to say? And so we already prepared what we thought the assumptions would be and what we thought their questions would be. And then even leading up to today, we had all of today. I got out of a meeting. I had 15 minutes before I had to get into this call. It was the same thing. It was like, I've already prepared a ton. We've already looked at this document. We already know who's going to do what. We knew all these things, but I still got 15 minutes before this. And what am I going to do in 15 minutes? So I was sitting on the couch, was already tired, like I said this morning, but decided to get up, use those 15 minutes and just recollect my thoughts on how I wanted to deliver it. And I approached it with a different mindset of, I'm actually going to have to speak and I'm presenting. So how am I going to deliver this? Like, what do I say first? How do I bring them through an overview? How do we direct ourselves through the information here? Because there's a lot that we got to get through. And using that 15 minutes, I thought, again, it's kind of like we're over preparing here. I've already done a ton. We're doing more than needed. I also went back to my teammate and gave what I thought we were going to do going into the call and what roles we would take. Again, a little bit of over communicating. We already do that. And it was all that little stuff that I thought led up to having such a successful call today, where it was like, this is how we win. In my opinion, as a small business owner, I don't have the resources. I don't have the tools. I don't have a massive team. And so really where I think we win and where we're competitive and where we have an advantage over someone bigger than us that they're not going to do, I know for sure, because I've worked at big businesses, they have their clientele, they have the people they go after, and they don't budge on that. For us, we're more willing to be flexible and we're more willing to do all these little things to get it over the line. I'm willing to spend that hour that's unbillable to prepare for this thing. I'm willing to spend the extra 15 minutes when I'm feeling tired, down and out, to actually think about how I want to deliver this to you and have feedback from my teammate and other outside people. Right? I'm willing to do all these little things in the tiny margins just so that I can make it that much better, make it click a little bit better, make it a little more understanding. So I do all that little stuff so that we can compete a little bit more. And I think from my perspective so far, that's what helps us win. It's that little stuff that people notice that adds up, the little details where people are like, man, they always just go a little bit more than I was expecting them to do. And because of that, I appreciate that. I appreciate they pay attention to the detail. I appreciate that they went the extra mile. I appreciate that they are always so consistent on this. And with this client specifically, we've been super thorough leading up to this. So it's also kind of that pressure. I don't want to let them down and deliver something subpar. It probably would have been fine had I not done these things. But again, it's just that little bit more that I think we can do to deliver what we think is our best at this time. Right. So again, I think that's what made today successful. I want to share that. I think that's valuable as a small business owner. It doesn't, in my opinion, matter what you do. If you happen to be watching this and you do Salesforce, cool. If it's just something random though, you're a small business owner, I feel like that's really the way to compete. So if it's like a local business, for example, if you just do a little bit better, when I've been going to restaurants around that have been popping up in my city, it's that same feeling. When I go and someone's a little bit better at the service, they're a little more friendly to me, they remember my name or they remember my order without asking, or my drink or whatever it is. That stuff stands out to me when I go to those restaurants versus somebody that just eats at like a big name restaurant. And then I'm like, all right, probably won't come back because the service really wasn't that great. But I feel it's the same thing here. I'm a service-based business. It does come down to the customer service. So again, I think that's valuable. That's a takeaway that I just want to remember for myself. That's how we're winning. We're getting some wins here. We're starting to end this corner, I feel like, in the business. We're right on this crest of we're starting to let the fulfillment to really click. Or starting to get like the client acquisition to start to click. So I feel like we're about to hopefully hit that hockey stick and start going up a little bit quicker than we have in the past, just because we've been working so much internally on our own skill sets to get there. So again, cool thing, thought I would share. Hopefully this is valuable as well.